Hello everyone, today we are doing laws of indices. When we have a to the power of n, a is our base and n is our index, or we can call it our power. Anything that you like between an index and a power is fine. So we have a to the power of m times a to the power of n. This we can simplify it as a to the power of m plus n. You can just add the indices when you have a common base. You see, we have a common base. The same thing, a to the power of m divided by a to the power of n is equals to a to the power of m minus n. When you are dividing, you just subtract the indices. And then this one here, a to the power of m or bracket to the power of n. You just have to multiply the indices. Let's have some examples. When we have 5 to the power of 3 times 5 to the power of 4, as you can see in this case, we have 5 as our common base. We have 5 as our common base, so we can just simplify it as 5 to the power of 3 plus 4. We can just add our indexes. So if we simplify it further, we'll get 5 to the power of 7. We'll get 5 to the power of 7. Let's have another example. If we have 3 to the power of 6 divided by 3 to the power of 3, as you can see, we have 3 as our common base. So it means we can just use the second law and just subtract the indices. 3 to the power of 6 minus 3, which is equals to 3 to the power of 3. 6 minus 3, that's 3. Okay, let us have another example. When we have 7 to the power of 3, then or bracket to the power of 2, this we can just simplify it as 7 to the power of, we can just multiply the indices, 3 and 2, that's 6. We can just multiply the indices. Okay, now that we have these 3 laws, we have to, let's look at other things that are also important. There we have a to the power of 0 is equals to 1. Anything raised to the power of 0 is equals to 1 except 0 itself, right? So we can have 4 to the power of 0 is equals to 1. We can have 7 to the power of 0 is equals to 1. We can have any number raised to the power of 0 is equals to 1. Any number raised to the power of 0 is equals to 1. And we also have a to the power of minus m. This one is written as 1 over a to the power of m. 1 over a to the power of m. Anything raised to a negative power, you can just write it as 1 over a to the power of m. And then we also have something like this. Let me rub this one out. Let me rub it out so that we can write the other things. We also have something like this. A to the power of m divided by n. This one we can write it as a here, and then n here, and then m here. You see? We can just write it as root of n here, a, and then m. No need of bracket, or you can put the bracket. It's up to you. Okay, so let us have some quick examples. I can have a 2 to the power minus 3. This one here, I can write it as 1 over 2 to the power of 3, right? I can have a 3 to the power minus 4. This one here, I can write it as 1 over 3 to the power of 4. Then you can simplify it further. Let's have some other examples. Let us have some more examples. I can have 4 to the power of 3 divided by 2. This means I'm going to have a square root and 4 here, and 2 here, and 3 here. So the first thing that I'll do, I'll look for the square root of 4, which is 2, and then I look for the 2 to the power of 3, which is equals to 8, Okay, let us have another example. And see how these things works. Let us have another example and see how these things works. I can have a 27 divided by 64 and all this to the power of 2 over 3. This means I can have a square root here, and then this is 27, and here again this is 64, but here this is 3, and here this is 3, and here now that's where I get to put my 2. That's where I get to put my 2. So I can simplify it further. The cube root of 27, that's 3 to the power of 2. And the cube root of 64, that's 4 to the power of 2. If you simplify it further, you end up having 9 over 16. 9 over 16. Okay, let us have another quick example. Another quick example. I can have 36 to the power of 1 over 2. This means I can have a square root here and 36, and here my 2, and here my 1. You see? And then the square root of 36, that's 6. And then I raise it to the power of 1, which is equals to 6.